Not dry. A few hours after the storm, I had to do a few things in an effort to minimize the damage, further damage to the tomatoes. Flooding in the greenhouse again, so thankfully the parts that are most heavily flooded are the parts where the tomatoes have already died. Have been severely damaged otherwise, so the beets that were in there that survived might not survive, and see when the flooding stops. I don't think I can put the plastic on this greenhouse again anytime soon. Have to do some work on that. You can see same parts of the field that can become underwater when there is flooding, which again does not happen normally. Seems to be these spots you can see where there's low points, perhaps old wet spots from years past in the field, or maybe just a tractor driving. Over here it's a little drier, so the ground is drier as well. The hill was higher, so these are relatively unaffected. So that's good. Maybe we'll get some squash eventually. Probably just have to get the insect net out. Definitely got a weed in here. After that rain, you can see a lot more weeds, but I scattered some chard seed in the middle here, and that's coming up. A little golden chard. So that's exciting. Yeah, these are just a number of different summer squashes, so patty pans and zucchinis. You can see the pattern we planted them in. A ring pattern around this area, leaving pathways to walk in certain spots. And I planted some things here in the middle as well, just scattered some seeds. So this would be another way to walk out here and here. So then this area needs to be weeded. Again, not too bad over here. There was, as you can see, I built this ditch over here. It's kind of a test run. Thinking about digging another ditch, or digging this ditch a little further, a little longer. Perhaps swaling it around this side. Thinking about building another greenhouse, another high tunnel in this area. So the ditch and the berm would serve as more flood protection as the water floods from the brook on that side when it gets really high, which it might have done again. Just checking the pattern here of the water. But yeah, let's check out the new beds I built. We've all been building collectively. Volunteers and my friends and my employees and me and actually I don't think any of my family had any direct impact on these, but yeah, so we got some transplants in this week for fall, and you can see washout on these new beds. These are the wettest transplants. Another Salanova friggin' transplant session. This is cursed. It's just cursed. Yeah, you can see the whole bed washed away here. A couple spots. I don't even know what this is underneath it. Where that comes from. It's fascinating. So we'll walk through the whole aisle. Yeah. Most expensive seeds I have, and they just get assaulted by weather this year. I have some that have been growing in this greenhouse since May, definitely past their prime, but they're the MVPs of my lettuce this season. You can see a few spots around here. Yeah, so I got melons and such under here. Some kale that needs to be protected. As you can see, anything that's not protected gets this cabbage worm. Proof of our, organic methodology. Yeah, so there's probably eggs around here. That's usually what happens. They go for that nice pretty kale. There's not much you can do about it, other than cover it up. And it's just kind of weird operating insect netting in this space. Keep thinking of buying more insect netting. There's a lot of things to buy, unfortunately. So we're constantly fighting that battle. Pick a few cukes while we're here. Yeah, I'll probably pick some stuff before I go. That's the update. Pick some stuff before I go. You can see the flooding is not as bad in this greenhouse. And I do believe that that has a lot to do with the ditching and berming that is channeling water away from this greenhouse, so that at the very least the water is not pooling in this area. Because it's not as though this area is higher. You can see there's still a low point that should carry all the way through, but it doesn't get super wet in there. I don't know if it has anything to do with the root mass that would be within this field over here. But this is some of the damage that the last flood did, was create this massive ditch, and it just leveled it just basically destroyed the leveling that had been done when this ditch was dug last fall. So you can see this area here is like a full-on swimming hole. And it was supposed to go, slope away from the brook towards what eventually will be a pond. You can see some more storm clouds in the offing. That's ominous. Maybe it's moving away though. I don't know. Looks like it's coming towards me. Anyways, water's supposed to flow towards a pond that'll be dug at that end. And yeah, this is what the ditch now looks like. It's like all up and down. There's all kinds of, if this is sand from the brook, there's all kinds of rock from the brook. Things have been pinned down by the flooding. It's quite powerful force. Thankfully, trees over there are okay. Gotta take the good with the bad, the wins with the losses. Anyways, I'm gonna pick some kale, and hopefully the storm clouds don't actually drop anymore. You can see how fast it's moving. Like, look at it go. Actually looks interesting. It's fascinating. A little bit of nature ASMR, right? Oh, what a day. Yeah. You can hear the thunder in the background, but yeah, it's definitely going that way. See it over here. And you can see it behind me, right? It's not as bad in this direction. All the air seems to be going kind of like that way. That's what I got from the oven.